There's a little deal you need to deal with. Here's a spring that's getting a little tired. We look at it's barely twice the width of the barrel. Should be at least 2.5. So we need a band. Besides, this one has a crack here on the hole end. So I need to replace the spring. We've knocked it out of the barrel, and our problem comes the fact that here's the replacement spring. Now how do I get it into the barrel? It comes wrapped in a wire. Now if this were a loop end spring, it would be very simple. You put the loop into the spring winder, or even one of those other spring winders. A number of ways of tightening this up, getting the wire off and letting it down. And problem is this: I can't do my spring winder. Why? Because the hole is here. This is the hook. It has to go in that hole to use the spring winder. Well, it's not going to go in there. If I try forcing it in there, I'm asking for a lot of trouble. There's just no way to get that hook in there. So my spring winder, in this particular case, becomes worthless. So what do? Well, this is where a pair of leather gloves and a towel come in handy, because the only way you can do this is grab a hold of this with a leather glove, use inside a towel, and cut that wire and let this down inside the towel and restraining it with a leather glove. Dangerous thing to do, but it's the only way to do it. Well, I have to do this again because I forgot to turn on the record button. Anyway, because I already let the other one down. Here's what a new spring looks like, as opposed to a tired spring. Tired spring, new spring. It's going to make a big difference. Okay. Already demonstrated how to let the doggone thing down, but we'll do it with another one. This is a little smaller one, so it's not quite as scary. And what we do is grab a hold of the little devil with a gloved hand, and I need to straighten out this just a bit, and start to unloosen it. Put my hand inside a towel, so that it doesn't fly all over the place. I'm going to cut a wire. I'm going to try to cut a wire while holding that good and tight. Then I need to cut the other side because I don't need that wound piece flying all over the place. And I'll cover this up, slowly release my hand, let the spring unwind, and voila, magic land. And there's a new spring, all nice and unwound. Okay, that's how it's done. Now all we got to do to get this back in the barrel, we got to put this into the spring winder, wind it up. Now our whole end is open, that I can get on there, and we can do it that way. Okay, got some lubricant here. We're just going to go round and round. I'd wipe this all off. I'm going to put a layer This is Slick 50 I'm using. I'm going to do that on the coils. And we wind this up a couple of times, it'll be alright. I just need to make sure we get her all the way in. Nice big brush I used. And that should do it. Just need to make sure I get some on that outside. Alright. We got this ready. We got that ready. Let's see, we're going to go this way. Get that underneath. Okay. On this side of it. I need to get the, okay, there we go. I need to get that tab sticking out as far as I can. Okay, just get that inside the capture. Turn that so the tab is as far as I can get it. Okay, there we go, finally. Okay, now we got to put this in the barrel. Get rid of some glasses. Alright. Here's our hook. Here's our... Before I put that in there, I'll take a little bit of this. Just oil everything in here so everything slides nicely. Okay, we should be, yeah, get that hooked in there good. Now we got to put this back in the winder, wind it up just enough to be able to get the capture ring back out, and we'll have it back in there. So I probably shouldn't be doing this videoing when I'm trying to do something like this, but yeah, you want to show people how to do it. That's when you'll start having all the trouble. Okay, now what we need to do is need a glove again. This time it's the leather glove that becomes the restraint on the cap. Now we're going to wind this up enough. Now I'm not going the right way, I got it figured out. Now I got to go the other way. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Okay, and now what we got to do is let this back down, and have the spring back in the barrel. That one was a battle. I don't know why. But we're definitely back in the barrel now, so there it is, new spring in. And we'll, okay, that's it. I'll do the other two then, which are not quite as, this is the strong spring for the chime side, so it's the worst one to get in, so. Hate dealing with springs, they're just, can potentially be so nasty. And make sure, okay, the spring is all the way down below the edge, and the cap will go back on. I think I'll put just a little bit of the spring oil on the outside of that cap. At the edges of the spring, looks like the spring's doing okay. Alright. Now we're going to put that cap back on. This vise. Put it so this lies flat. Wood. And what we want to do is, okay, and that puts the cap back on to get it all the way around. Okay, that's it. Make sure cap's ready to go. And our winder will go in whenever we put that back into the case, or into the movement. So that is the chime side done. No, this is the time side. Well, it doesn't matter. Interestingly, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to order the springs for these based upon the number that's on the cap of the barrel cover. This one's 40 and this one's 42. And when I looked it up in Hermley's repair manual, the strange, it conflicts, but the spring that's designated for the strike side is 40 thousandths, and the thick, they're same width and same length, but the thickness for the strike side is said to be 40 thousandths, and the thickness for the time side is 38 thousandths. There's 2 thousandths difference, but when you go to order them from the suppliers, doesn't matter where you go, evidently there's been some change where they use the same one in both. So in the size that is designated is 38 thousandths side. So actually, when you look up to order a 40 spring for the 40 barrel and a spring for the 42 barrel, while Hermley says they're a different thickness, the suppliers show both of them as, in fact, you look up the 40, it says 40 and 42, and that's how you buy them. In fact, you can't even find a spring that Hermley says is designated. So the strike and the time are the same for this particular model of movement. So anyway, we'll deal with these. So now we got to take the spring out, the old spring out of this barrel, and what I will do is, the old binder in here, we need first to find a capture ring that's going to be the size for that one. Yeah, this is the one I want right here. This is our capture. Well, let's go over to the winder again. Put the capture in here. And we're going to put the winder here. Okay, and that's going to wind that way. Okay, crank it down. Put a glove on. And now what we're going to do is we're going to crank this up. It goes this way. It goes this way. Really grab hold of that tight, crank it up until that spring is smaller than the capture ring. Oh, there we go, all the way in. Now, okay, all the way down. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, there's the old spring. Now what we got to do is get that wound down out of there. I forgot to turn the camera on, but got it captured. Pull the loop off, reverse the direction here now, and now we just got to let this down. And glove on. Okay, he's done. Anyway, here's the old spring. And here's the condition of a new spring. Here's the old spring. And that's why it was only running about 3 days and not keeping good time, so be putting this new spring in. This is the new spring we're going to put in. You look in the barrel and you see the hook. Hook is pointing out this way, so this is going to want to go hook on this way. So we know the spring is going to want to go in this way and not this way. Key in here, capture ring on here. Put the wheel in. Sure that's all the way in. That's all the way in. Tighten her down. There's a glove. The glove grabs hold of this. Let's see which way we gotta go here. Okay. Flip the switch. Let her down, and My hands are bothering me bad. Okay, got the crown off. Oh, we got... Alright, now we're going to try to wind this again. Okay. I hate this. Take the clamp off, flip the switch, and now we're going to let that all the way down. Okay, all the way down. Okay, there it is. Here's the old spring. There's the new spring that we're going to let open, but you see this old spring. I'm going to undo this one, and we can watch that if you like. What I'm going to do is put on a glove, get me a wire cutter. Got a towel. This is the new spring. This is how they come. Wound with a piece of wire. Grab the heck out of it. Okay. Towel. Hanging onto this real good. Cut the wire. Cut the wire on the other side. Okay. Wrap it in a towel. It'll slowly release my hand. Okay. Not bad. Okay, here's a new spring. There's the new spring. There's the old spring. Spring is tired. I don't know, I generally speaking say relaxed spring should be at least 2.5 barrel widths. So there's one. It's actually less than 2. Less than 2 barrel widths, so it's kind of tired out. This one into this barrel, but I gotta oil it first. Gotta wipe it off first, clean it. Make sure that the greasy crap there. Just get the gunk off of it that they put on to keep them from rusting. What I use Swick 50 and get some into the center here. Especially in that center. Didn't take much. Okay, good show. All right, good enough. Now look at the barrel, and then look at the hook inside. I see what direction that's got to go, and so I know that the winder has to go on this side, and why they tighten those up so doggone far, I don't know. They tighten them up so tight that this is not going to go in. And let's see if I can unwind it a little bit. Yeah, that did it. Okay. Okay, I think it's got it. Alrighty, and recheck. See, that's the way we gotta wind it. Yep. Okay, now it's gotta go into the spring winder and get wound up. Put the capture ring on here, and we'll put that on in a second. And the 10. Okay. Into the key. Lock this in. Glove. Set this so that it's just an edge. Flip my switch maybe. Okay. Let it back down. Getting close. Okay, it's captured. Okay, it's not captured. Get the eye lined up. Okay. Okay, I see the hook. It's hooked in the latch. Now we put it back in the winder, and we're going to release this. I need the glove again because we need to hold the barrel. Okay, so we grab hold of this, we hang on, and we wind it up. Uh-oh, dang it. Okay, that comes off. Release it. Let it back down. It's now in the barrel. And we're done. Gotta hate doing it. Especially now I'm older and it's a little harder to hang on. Come around here again. Okay, let me see where we're at. Push the spring all the way in. And then we're going to put this cap back on. And put a little oil on the inside the cap. The edges of the spring. Put that on. Lay this down. Okay. Some wood. And that's it. And that one's replaced, so we all new springs in here now. So and here's our old springs right there. About $10 a piece, so that's about $30 worth of springs. But trying to figure out how old these got to be. I think these were, the movement was made in I think it's 1988, so been in there for a while. 30-some years, so sitting in barrels. Anyway, there we are.